This incredible story is a true event that took place in South Africa. Armand Gerber and his wife Beatriz are two devoted animal lovers. Their shared passion for animals brought them together, and soon they began dating and eventually got married. Armand and Beatriz realized that the animals in the local zoo were living under horrendous conditions. Due to budget cuts and other specific issues, these animals were suffering. Armand couldn't ignore this situation. He and his wife decided to investigate the wildlife in Africa to gain a deeper understanding. They conducted research across a 9,000 square meter area in South Africa, a habitat for various lions. This sanctuary was home to nearly 10 lions, leopards, 3 tigers, a cheetah, a wild boar, a porcupine, and other animals. For the animals in this open habitat, life was as it should be. But for those kept in cages, things were different. These animals would never experience true wilderness. Animals held in captivity were unable to develop the skills they would need in the wild. The instincts they needed to survive were stunted within the shelter. They never received the essential guidance from their mothers. If released into the wild, these animals might not even survive. For Armand and his wife, this situation meant that these wild animals had become humanized, their instincts and skills dulled by captivity. Although this seemed tragic, it wasn't all bad news. Animals born in the shelter were raised with love and care by Armand and his wife. Some lions had even been rescued from a nearby facility that was shut down due to poor conditions. In an interview, Armand shared, "I've always had to defend the truth. I wanted to take care of all lions held captive. If I could, I would. I believe many lion species around the world are in captivity, and they end up in habitats like ours because of the way they were raised." Armand and Beatriz witnessed many fascinating incidents in the sanctuary. Since Armand loved big cats, he had no fear of them. He would even enter enclosed spaces with them. When he did this, the leopards and tigers would often react strongly. Though it might look like they were attacking Armand, these big cats were actually giving him giant hugs. Armand has been looking after cats since he was young. Their favorite thing is when he scratches their bellies. In fact, Armand spoils the cats, making them a bit human in their behavior. No matter how much he loves them, he's fully aware of the risks involved in being with big cats. "Even though I love animals, I understand this reality," he says. He's convinced they care for him too, but he knows they're still wild creatures. After spending time with the animals, Armand often leaves with scratches and bite marks. This isn't unusual, it's simply the price of bonding closely with such large animals. But to him, it's a small price to pay. As the person responsible for the sanctuary and a lover of big cats, he considers these wounds trivial and patiently waits for them to heal. He says, "If I didn't care for them, I probably wouldn't have any scratches or bites." For Armand, the greatest reward is spending time with the big cats and seeing them happy. He finds peace in being with the animals. He keeps them safe and provides a loving environment. Armand also believes that the key to caring for them is building a strong bond. While big cats are indeed wild and dangerous, he feels there's no need to fear them once a strong bond is established. If you can't communicate with animals properly, there will be no connection, and you're bound to get hurt, he says. Some people think Armand is crazy for doing this work, but he does it out of passion and as his livelihood. He takes every possible precaution, of course. "Sometimes I forget how lucky I am," says Armand. "They may be my family, but they're not my only family." He describes the animals as magnificent creatures and adds that his wife, Beatriz, shares this love. These big cats hold a special place in Beatriz's heart, and they adore the sanctuary. And of course, Armand and Beatriz too. Running the sanctuary requires significant funding. To help support these well-cared-for animals, they welcome visitors to the sanctuary and encourage them to contribute. While Armand looks after the animals in the habitat, Beatriz handles marketing and finances and also works as a guide. Although some weekend visitors leave behind a mess, regular cleaning is done to maintain the sanctuary. Of all the animals, Armand's favorites are the leopards, Mishev and Aurora. While he says he could never choose between them, he admits he has a soft spot for the black one, describing it as pure and authentic. For Armand, even though these animals are wild, they deserve love and respect as much as humans do. Armand emphasizes the importance of body language in communicating with wild animals and earning their respect. If there's something wrong in your body language, these animals might become aggressive and view you as a threat, which can lead to unwanted outcomes. Armand also enjoys spending time with the big lions at the sanctuary. One of them, Rufus, is a young male, while Brutus is a bit older. Both weigh over 250 kilos and are taller and more impressive than the other lions in the sanctuary. Armand says the lions are affectionate and playful, enjoying their time with the man who raised them, and especially relishing their meals of fresh meat. When the animals skip a meal, Armand gives them vitamin supplements. Health is a top priority for him, given that most of these animals were born in captivity and have never known the wild. If they were released tomorrow, they probably wouldn't survive, which is a sad reality. Fortunately, there are kind and compassionate people like Armand and Beatriz. While Armand and Beatriz were caring for the animals at the sanctuary, they had rescued a lion years earlier. This lion had been found in an illegal animal market, held captive. Raised in a small cage, he had never experienced life in the wild. Unable to ignore his plight, Armand and Beatriz rescued him and named him Leo. Leo was taken under their care at the sanctuary, and thanks to Armand and Beatriz's loving attention, he began to heal quickly. However, having grown up in captivity, Leo had lost some of his natural instincts. Determined to help, Armand started an intensive training program to prepare Leo for a return to his roots. Day after day of patient work slowly helped Leo regain the abilities he had nearly lost. Years passed, and Leo grew up alongside the other animals at the sanctuary. Armand believed Leo could survive in the wild, so they decided to release him back into his natural habitat. Once he left the sanctuary, Leo found his way and began his life in the wild. A long time went by. Since that day, Armand and Beatriz hadn't seen Leo again. Still, Armand never lost hope of seeing him once more. One day, word came of a large lion spotted near the sanctuary. Armand and Beatriz immediately went outside to investigate, hearts pounding, hoping this lion was Leo. When they stepped outside, they couldn't believe their eyes. The lion standing before them was indeed Leo. Tears streaming down his face, Armand slowly approached Leo, calling out to his old friend. Among the onlookers, a tense silence took over as fears grew that Leo wouldn't recognize Armand and might attack him. After all, many years had passed. With every step Armand took, the tension thickened. The uncertainty in Leo's eyes left everyone on edge. As Armand took another step closer, Leo's muscles tensed, and for a brief moment, everyone thought the great lion would lunge at him. But Armand kept walking, and just then a familiar sparkle flashed in Leo's eyes. Suddenly, Leo recognized his old friend and ran towards Armand, leaping into his arms. The powerful bond between them had never faded. Armand wrapped his arms around Leo's neck, and Leo rested his head on Armand's shoulder, as if they were catching up after years apart. Their longing for each other was clear. The crowd, watching this emotional reunion in awe and joy, was struck by the depth of the bond between them. Leo's love and loyalty to Armand touched everyone deeply, and this unforgettable reunion would be remembered for years to come. This caring couple has become a source of hope for the sanctuary's animals, working to ensure their lives are as natural as possible. They stress that these animals' populations need to stabilize. If these animals aren't cared for, their species could soon be endangered. That's why it's essential for people to support, at the very least, those like Armand and Beatriz, who dedicate their lives to helping them. Organizations like WWF regularly provide aid, but it's not enough. More people need to step up and contribute to wildlife conservation. Even small contributions from many people can help sustain wildlife and offer these animals hope. When we compare lions, tigers, and leopards, it's easy to admire the beauty of leopards. These animals are not only beautiful, but also dangerous, acting on their natural hunting instincts. Many enjoy watching them from afar, but it's best to observe them from a safe distance. Thank you for watching this video to the end. We hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, like, and turn on notifications. For more inspiring content, feel free to check out other videos on the channel. See you in the next video.